It is one thing to be respected, but quite another to demand respect from others. As the old adage goes, first impressions are enduring, so it's important to make a good one whenever possible. You are not reaching your greatest potential if you are not respected. Be more manly by being assertive and imposing. Request promotions and improve your life. You shouldn't use this as an excuse to be cocky or superior. Oh, no, that's something you ought not to do at all. To be respected, all you have to do is make sure that people always have nice things to say about you. If that's the case, how can you expect to earn the respect of those around you? In a moment, we'll talk about that. But first, acknowledge that there are a variety of reasons why some guys do not get the respect they merit. As a result, they feel the need to center every conversation about themselves and their current problems. They imagine that others would see them more favorably as a result, but the reality is that they come off as arrogant. Keep in mind that it might be challenging to respect someone who consistently displays this kind of behavior, whether in a discussion or in casual meetings. Many guys are not acknowledged because they do not communicate their feelings with anyone. Even if you have all the wisdom in the world, no one will know about your successes until you show them off. Also, avoid talking too much about them, but don't make the opposite error and avoid talking about yourself. This will make people view you as weak and afraid. It is a matter of common sense to never lie at either end of the extremes. Pay close attention to your posture as you enter a room or converse with someone. It's possible that someone's hatred of you might originate from anything as simple as a body gesture. Slouching, or standing with your shoulders hunched over, conveys a lack of self-assurance and zeal. These are the two most important criteria by which others evaluate your respect-worthiness. Some men, as you may have seen, tend to look at other people all the time when they are having a conversation. Once again, this reveals your desire to end the discussion. You can't imagine a less charismatic thing to do. It's rude to gaze directly into someone else's eyes, but it's also rude to constantly look about the room, not caring what the other person says. You are ignoring this person right in front of you. It's hard to like someone who always puts himself first and ignores others, and doesn't pay any attention to what they have to say. The same holds true for your regular activities. Some males, for instance, talk far too fast without realizing it. It might have a major impact on how others see you and how much they value your opinion. Criticizing and evaluating others is ingrained in the human psyche. People may tell you're nervous and insecure by how rapidly you speak. If you're worried or see, people will automatically assume the worst of you. Let's pretend you've settled on buying a car, and you're considering two different vendors. One of them is talking confidently about the car's history. He speaks in an orderly fashion. The other man, in contrast, speaks at a rapid clip. He gives off the appearance that he is unsure of what he is saying and is terrified. The majority of you would acquire the vehicle from a man who oozes confidence and communicates with command. We can't know what other people are thinking, but we can usually infer their intentions based on their behaviors, so long as those activities aren't obviously malicious, such as trying to sell a faulty car. People will judge you by your behavior, regardless of how smart or valuable you are as a man. Be careful not to make naive mistakes that might cause others to look down on you. To go back on topic, what is the secret to earning the respect of others? Here are 7 approaches we can use. Respect yourself first and foremost. Of course you want to be respected by the people who matter to you. But the real question is whether or not you respect yourself. Individuals tend to downplay their significance to organizations outside of the family business or see they're too hard on themselves, so they swear and berate themselves, hang around with depressing types, and don't respect themselves enough to be around them. If you don't value yourself, how can you possibly expect other people to do so? It's not hard to figure out other people, evaluate how they'll treat you based on how you treat yourself, and make educated guesses about how others will act toward you. If you're looking for a best friend, start with the person staring back at you in the mirror. Get your ego in check, man up, and realize your value. And many men dwell on their shortcomings and the negative aspects of their lives. And because of this behavior, they get treated by others in the same manner that they treat themselves. The second rule is to prove worthy of respect. A person can't be born with respect for others. Never forget that asking for respect does not mean groveling. People will look up to you for no reason at all. However, if you expect respect from them, they will view you as demanding and authoritarian. They could even assume that you're trying to exert undue influence over those under you. I'm telling you this so I can respect you. One must exhibit such refinement, certainty, and charm that others are drawn to follow them in order to be respected. It's this kind of thing that sets a boss apart from a worker. A leader deserves to be followed. A boss, on the other hand, inspires terror. Learn to tell them apart. If you back up your words with suitable actions, people will notice and appreciate it. You have to prove that you deserve it by meeting some rather stiff requirements. Do something that will bother you often and force you into awkward situations. Overcoming your fears leads to a growth of confidence that can't be forced or manipulated. This is something you'll have to work for. Guys who can't make up their minds are walked all over, and that's because it shows they can't manage power. Because real men always know what they want and how to get it, this is disastrous for your sense of manhood. As a fourth piece of advice, try to downplay your accomplishments. As was previously said, you may forget about getting any kind of respect. Especially if you often pick on others and make them feel small. Trying to be strong or like an alpha male will get you no admiration and will only earn you the enmity of others around you. Sincere respect from others is earned solely through acts of kindness. Quite a few males wrongly associate compassion with weakness. Maintaining a low profile will help you earn people's respect. In number 5, wise men should always be hard at work. To earn respect, you must exert yourself, even when you don't feel like it. This means being productive and disciplined even when you don't feel like it. There is no shortage of folks who are continually looking for a shortcut. They are reluctant to put up with the pain and will not do whatever it takes to complete the assignment. Simply putting in long hours isn't enough. Self-discipline is essential if you want to be taken seriously as a credible guy who is entitled to greater respect than a man who does not value himself. You should always be helpful and useful to the group, whether you are a husband, a student, or a family member. Your ability to demand respect will improve as a result of this. That brings us to our 6th point, laying out your requirements. Your mental processes will be indecipherable. No one would second-guess your motivations or judgments. It's important to express this either verbally or non-verbally. It's important to keep your demeanor and manners in check while you interact with others in various settings. You should not lower your standards for treatment because of ambiguity or miscommunication. This is why we have the adage, nice men fight. Niche last, those who try to be fair but fall short always find themselves stuck in a quagmire. Last but not least, rule number 7 is to cut ties with anyone who treats you poorly. Man up and deal with the truth. Some people won't measure up to your standards because they can't or won't try. You can't expect to be treated with the dignity and respect you are due. Whatever you want to try is fair game. The video below explains how. Some people, whether they're friends, co-workers, or colleagues, will treat you with contempt no matter what. You can't change their actions, but you can control your own reaction, so keep a level head. You need to man up and get rid of them forever. Know how to advance. Do not automatically blame yourself. You can choose to stay if you want to. Even though you know that certain people will never treat you fairly, if you let it happen nevertheless, you are the one at fault. This isn't going to work in every situation, but you should try to figure out how to handle your own. Brothers, never forget that setting an example of demanding respect begins with you. Learn how to command the respect of your peers. Be proud of the man you see when you look at yourself in the mirror every day. You may aid the algorithm in selecting the next best way to level up as a guy by showing some love, subscribing, and like the content.
Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And do share with your friends so we may continue to create them. To see more videos like this, subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Additionally, make sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for watching.